Today's knife's a knife that everyone should own, no matter your budget. Maybe you should own two. Let's freaking do it.
Give me some space, it's about to go down. Cover your ears, it's about to get...
Hello, I'm Jeff, and I do knife reviews, outdoor gear reviews, and outdoor videos, so please consider subscribing before you take off. This knife that I'm premiering today, premiering is a loose word because it's been around forever, but on this channel it's its premiere, is a really neat blade that every budget should be able to afford. It really, really is. If you can buy a knife, if you are watching this channel, you are a dreamer of knives. You're someone that loves knives, loves all different kinds of knives. This is one that you should own. If you don't own it, you should get on and buy it right now because of the utility of the knife, but also because of its price. And that is the Mora Basic. What can you say about a Mora? If you have been in the knife community for a period of time, you probably have heard these around. They are super popular, and the reason they're super popular is their price. I'll start off with that this time because it's so incredible. This little knife right here, right now you can find it all across the web. I always quote Blade HQ because they are usually one of the better prices. You can buy it for $7.99 right now. So why is it so cost effective, cheap, whatever you want to say? It's not because of the quality. The blade is a high carbon steel blade, so it's kind of like 1095, so it's high carbon, which is fine for a cost-effective knife like this. It's a good knife. The blade's also furnished with a satin finish, so it makes a nice smooth finish. Just really neat. This knife's obviously popular with bushcrafters and outdoorsmen, things like that. The handle is made out of a plastic material. It makes the knife really light. It makes it grippy. It makes it to where if you're working in water or in slick conditions, there's still lots of grip there. A real basic knife with basic materials, and that's what the cost tells you about it. The sheath is something that is unique as well. Or not unique, I should say. It's more utilitarian, we should say. It's made out of a plastic. Got a clip for your belt. You can throw it in the water. You can bang it around in your vehicle. You can put it wherever you want. And it's just going to work for you. It's just a hard plastic. There's nothing real fancy about it. But the nice part about the whole Magilla is at $7.99, if you have this bombing around with you and you lose it, you break it, you get it stolen, whatever else, it'll suck, but it's not going to completely break your heart. The same way that if this knife was $100, right? Me being me, well, a little bit of OCD and a whole lot of love for knives, I decided to buy two. This is my second one with that neat little blue handle, and this is a basic. Mora does make a little bit more expensive knives. I don't know why you'd want to buy one, to be honest. The basic and the ones that have a little bit different handle designs, I don't know all the, off the top of my head, all the different models, but they range from $8 to $20. So there's just not a lot of change in there. You can just kind of get a handle that you like. The basic works completely fine for me. In fact, it works perfectly for me. I love it. So this is just a knife that everyone should own. As my title says, this knife will do the work for you. Let's talk about, just really briefly, because just so you have a comparison wise, let's talk about the specs real quick. So this Mora Basic has an overall length of 8 inches. Blade length is 3.5 inches. Blade width is just at 3/4 of an inch. Thickness is barely on the Richter scale, 0.08 1/100ths of an inch. So that's really nice. High carbon steel, as I mentioned before, a clip point design. Blade has a satin finish on it. It's just a regular plain edge. And the handle portion is a little over 4.5 inches, which gives you a good amount of blade at 3.5 inches, but the handle being at a little over 4.5 gives you a good grip for those medium, large, and extra large sized hands. Again, when we're talking about this sheath, it's a hard plastic as well. They call it on here a polymer sheath, but polymer means plastic. It's fine. It's good for $8. Lucky it comes with a sheath at all. Has a lot of good use to it. So let's wrap up with uses for this blade. There's really everything that you can think of to use with a knife, you can do with this little blade. Bushcrafters is obviously very popular with because it's light. It has a really good blade to it, keeps a sharp edge, and it's also easily resharpened, so you can do some bushcraft work with it. Outdoorsmen should love this. You could take this as your hunting knife if you need to process game, if you need to, in a camp where you're processing food and cutting up a little bit of kindling and doing those things that we talk about a lot and outdoorsman does, this would work great. This, for me, I'm a barbecue freak. In fact, I'm starting a second channel that is only barbecuing, but this is a great barbecue knife just to have on your side when you're working on the grill. It's the perfect size for that, having that small blade to cut stuff up. It's an excellent knife as an emergency knife in your vehicle. Throw this in your glove box or in your center console and have yourself a good backup knife to hopefully a everyday carry that you're carrying in your pocket. This is a great emergency kit knife. You can put this in your emergency kit and not worry about it. Just leave it there, and one day if you need it, you can pull it out and use it. And at $8, this is the greatest price point to put in something you're not going to use a ton. So really across the board, this little knife should treat you really, really well. For me, I would do, if I were in your position, I would do similar to what I did. I'd buy a couple of these and put them in different spots. Use them as they are needed to fill in. Keep your nicer knives as your everyday carries that you're, maybe it's on your nightstand and you pick up to put in your pocket each day. This can be in your glove box. This can be in your emergency kit. This can be left at the office if you want a knife at the office just for something to use. If you have a boat, leave this in your dry blocks of your boat. Really the perfect knife for just putting in places that you may need a knife, but you don't necessarily want to put an expensive knife there. So my question of the day is, do you have a Mora? And if so, how do you use it? Please comment below with that. That's it for today. Thank you for watching until the end. Please subscribe if you have not yet, and until next time.